It's that time. Can you believe it? Another match preview. Time really flies, I'm telling you. Reggae Boyz fans, hello. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are across the globe. Thank you very much for tuning into Reggae Boyz commentary. This is the match review, not review, but the match preview. Jamaica versus Serbia, friendly international in Kobe, Japan. So this will be the second time that we'll be facing Serbia in international football. The last time was 2014 in New York, where we lost 2-1. Despite the results, there were positives from that game. Remember Michael Seaton, who was a teenager at the time, jumping over Branislav Ivanovic and scoring a goal with his auntie and his mother in the stands. That was absolutely fantastic. And Andre Blake saving a late penalty, despite some brilliant work by Dusan Tadic in the early moments and Kolarov. So, despite losing the game, we showed we were competitive. And that is what I'm asking for in this game, because Serbia has some positive things going their side. And we're going to have to neutralize what they bring. Now, many people might think and say, does that mean that we sacrifice how we play to neutralize what they do? No, because some of our assets as footballers, as Jamaicans, can already neutralize what the Serbs have to offer. And I'll get deeper into that quite shortly. But first, let's talk a little bit about Serbia. Guys, Serbia is unbeaten in 9 games. They have not lost a game since October 2020. The last time they lost a game was against Hungary at home, 1-0. 2021, they are unbeaten. They drew 0-0 with the Dominican Republic. They drew 0-0 with Panama. That's 2 CONCACAF teams right there, so maybe we're headed for a 0-0. They beat Republic of Ireland 3-2 in World Cup qualifying. They drew 2-2 with Portugal, and they defeated Azerbaijan 2-1. So where World Cup qualifying is going for them, 7 points from 3 games, almost perfect. Nations League, they brushed aside Russia 5-0. They drew 1-1 with Hungary. They lost out in the Euro. The only reason they're not at the Euros is because they lost to Scotland in the penalty shootout 5-4. Drew with Turkey 2-2. And like I said, from 2020 till now, they've only lost 2 games. Russia 3-1 in the Nations League, and Hungary 1-0 at home. But apart from that, Serbia has grind out results. Quite stingy, picked up a couple of clean sheets along the way as well. In that time span that I spoke about, from 2020 till now, they played 11 games since 2020, right? And in those 11 games, they've kept 1, 2, 3, 4 clean sheets. And the other games were just like a late goal that they conceded, or like a lapse in concentration. So this is a team capable of doing great things. Their lapse in concentration comes in 2 aspects. Either at the start of the second half, like they did against Scotland, or it can come at the start of the game as well, within the opening quarter of an hour. So you could say 3 aspects. The last 5 minutes of a game, the first 10 minutes of a second half, or the first quarter of an hour of the game. Those are the periods of the game where they concede goals. So if there's an area for us to capitalize on, especially in recent times, it's the opening quarter of an hour, the first 10 minutes rather of the second half, or the last 5 minutes of the game. These are areas where Serbia has taken the foot off the gas a little bit and have shown vulnerability. Now, I know what many of you are going to say, but Simon, in this squad to face the Jamaicans, there's no Milinkovic-Savic from Lazio. There's no Mitrovic from Fulham. There's no Luka Jovic. So why should we be afraid? I'm not saying that you should be afraid, but this squad, despite not having those players, are still a quality team. Still a quality team with players that are capable of doing outstanding things. And that is why, for me, the man to watch for Serbia against Jamaica is none other than Marko Grujic. Marko is on loan at Porto from Liverpool. I've spoken to my good friend Ryan LFC. I've watched his videos about Marko. He even said that he would bring back Marko back to Liverpool. And I can see why. 6'3" midfielder. He's kind of linked to the Nemanja Matic sort of mold. And let me tell you something, guys. Marko is everywhere in the field. He'll mop up everything. Left, right, central. He doesn't give you a moment to breathe. And that is why you have to be so decisive, so assertive when you're on the ball. You can't afford to make this man get near you. Marko Grujic, the 6'3" 25-year-old man from Porto. You cannot afford him to get on the ball. So, how do we as Jamaicans ensure that we neutralize this threat or ensure that he doesn't see much of the ball? We have to look out wide. Because he's by no means a Usain Bolt. So if we can spread the ball wide quickly, we have a chance. And here's an interesting statistic for you all. Of the 19 players in the Serbia squad, 15 of them are above 6 feet. Just let that sink in. 15 of the 19 players in the Serbian squad are above 6 feet tall. So, how do you interpret that? Well, it's no surprise that 1 out of every 3 goals that Serbia scores comes from a dead ball opportunity, a corner kick, a free kick, a throw-in. It's no surprise. 6'4" forwards, 6'4" defensive midfielders, 6'4" centre halves. In fact, the remaining 4 players is a guy that's 5'11", which, as we know, is almost 6 foot. 5'11", 5'11", 5'11", and one of their centre forwards is 5'6". This is a monster team in the air. If you're going to beat them in the air, if you're going to beat them at their game, you're going to have to be quicker in the air. Mariappa, as we know, is an absolute beast in the air. We've seen him out jump Van Dijk, Ryan Shawcross. Look, if any player can go to Stoke City and score a goal with a header from a corner kick, you're an absolute beast in the air, because Stoke City are the kings of those long balls. And if you can go to Stoke City and score a corner kick and you're 5'10" and you can outjump men 6'5", 6'6", you're absolute G in the air. So that's why I make mention of Mariappa. Yes, low, Pinnock, more will be key here. But Mariappa as well has a role to play. Let's get right to the team that I would like to play. And I think this is the opportunity. This is the opportunity for us to do a bit of experimenting in terms of formation. And that is exactly why I've gone with a back 3. That's exactly what I've gone with. So, let's start at the back. I'm giving a debut. I'm giving a debut to Dylan Barnes. Make him get that opportunity to taste what international football is like. The back 3. I've gone with a back 3 as it covers more space horizontally and it's more points of attack. So it's 3 starting points in attack, and these 3 men playing defense are fairly comfortable on the ball, and they can do quite well in starting plays, whether it's, sending it to the central midfielders or to the wider areas. So Ethan Pinnock, as we know, was on the left of a back 3 at Brentford, 21 clean sheets, 48 games. Liam Moore outstanding. And if you look at the height of these players as well, Ethan Pinnock, 6'4", Liam Moore, 6'1", and Damien Lowe, 6'3". Yes, Damien, I know you're watching this video. Big up yourself, youth. So, Ethan Pinnock has everything under control here. Damien Lowe as well. Liam Moore, expect him to be a little bit, I wouldn't say adventurous, but assertive. So if the ball is in this area in particular, what you're going to find is that he's going to be mopping up here sometimes, here, and sometimes even in these areas if the fullbacks, well, the wing backs rather, haven't reached back in time. So he's going to be quite mobile in this sort of area, but still 3 points of attack to make mention of. The wing backs, Amari Bell, I'm giving him his second cap for Jamaica. Up, down, 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 up, down. Mariappa, although you see him operated quite highly, I expect him to be more or less around here. Bell will be roughly here or thereabouts, but Mariappa, I expect him to have an average position on the football field there. Raviniesta will be around here, Lambert around here, Isaac's here. But don't be surprised you see Pepe advance a bit, because we've seen him at Phoenix Rising FC. He has the ability to pop up in areas such as here, and even behind one of the creative midfielders to shoot from long range. He has that in him. I've seen it with my own eyes. More or less, I expect it to look like this. Andre Gray, hardworking, tenacious, will drop deep to give space towards Turgot to get into. So the reason why I've gone with Turgot over East is nothing personal. Give Turgot a taste of international football. We need these players to get some minutes under their belts. I don't want a player going into World Cup qualifying and making his debut. I don't want a player going into the Gold Cup rather and making his debut, but we know that's going to happen anyway. So it's just about giving him minutes. So more or less, this is what I expect in terms of how the team will look. Gray will work hard, come here. Rav will be providing the creativity, the guile, the charisma. Lambert might even pop up here. So more or less, you might be looking at a yeah, 3-5-2 basically, but you'd say a 3-3-2-2. So we'll have more chains to work with. And I think this will give the Serbs challenges. So that raises another question that I know you guys have been wondering. Score prediction. I don't think Serbia is going to lose. I'm not being pessimistic, but they've developed a solid momentum. I know we'll be going for the win. I know that will be on the players' minds. I want us to win, of course. I want us to smash the Eagles. But my personal prediction, I'm going with Jamaica 2, Serbia 2. Match time, 3 o'clock Jamaica time. Reggae Boyz fans, thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate your support. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What sort of 11 would you use? What is your score prediction for the game? Are you excited? Are you nervous? How are you feeling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.